I got this bear, and it had no casts on it, no skirt, no cap, no t-shirt on it, and it was just a plain old bear. And the child life specialist who gave it to me said, "Would you like to make everything that's happened to you happen to Riley?" And I loved that idea.
We just went to the doctor for a normal well check visit. She had just turned 6 years old. She was acting normal. We were diagnosed with chronic kidney disease. At that point, she was stage 3. The doctors were amazing and tried very hard to keep her off of dialysis. Really, the things that kept her off were her diet. She had a very, very strict diet, which was hard, so we had to food journal everything. Basically, everything that went in her mouth had to be accounted for. So for 3 years, we just kind of rode the roller coaster. It basically is a roller coaster of ups and downs and good numbers and not so good numbers.
Here's a cast. And this one I did when I was actually in the room, and it has the real tape and the real cap that makes salt in it. And then this is a real cuff that goes with it. It really helped out because I was really scared and I needed someone to be with me. And then Riley has this pin that says Donate Life.
I remember going over to their house to bring them some stuff, and that was the first time I actually met Alana. I was just asking Jenny about, like, you know, what was going on and stuff, and I remember what she told me. She just said, Alana is just a very sick kid. There was another prayer request that went out to the church from Jenny, and she was asking people to pray and to consider getting tested to be a kidney donor. So I was kind of like, well, why couldn't I do that? Like, why wouldn't I do that?
When he called, I will never forget. I just immediately started crying. I was so grateful that we're not family, but he loved her enough and wanted to do this to give her quality of life, and what an amazing gift to give someone.
I'm really grateful because when I didn't have my transplant, I've always had to have my home lunches, and I would never be able to actually eat anything that people were having in my classes unless I counted it into my diet. Like one time we had an ice cream party, and I only got to have ice cream, some M&Ms, and then sprinkles, and a bunch of other kids had to have 2 or 3 scoops of ice cream, and they had M&Ms, sprinkles, brownies, cookies, a bunch of toppings on it. Pastor Chris donated his kidney to me. It makes me feel really better because now I can have a bunch of other stuff that I couldn't have, like chocolate. I love chocolate.
I just feel very thankful that this whole thing has been able to work out the way it has. It's a scary thing, but I just thought about what Christ did for us on the cross. Like, he went to the cross willingly, and he didn't want to. He was afraid, but he relied on the strength of the Lord, and he obeyed, and he did so because there was a joy, is what it says. There's a joy set before him. So I remember going into the operating room, and I kept thinking about what's the joy that's before me in this, and it's that there's a little girl that's going to have a much better life because of this, the potential of a much better life.